So our lead this hour coming from the coaching department, the hoodie has revealed that he wants every possible job in media. Every possible job. Now, he's made some dramatic lifestyle changes, going from the Patriots to media hack. And if you haven't heard the latest here, well, this is a dramatic change, a quantum leap, you could say. Perhaps you missed it. Legendary NFL coach Bill Belichick is now on the gram. Yep, he's on Instagram. He is, or Instaface, as he likes to call it. Bill Belichick, who for years publicly criticized and took shots at social media. Now, all of a sudden, here he is. Bill Belichick made the announcement on the YouTube show with Pat McAfee there. But wait, there's more. Belichick, his first Instagram story, which is always important. You always remember your first, right? You always remember your first. So Belichick's first Instagram story was a repost from his 23-year-old girlfriend, a lady named Jordan Hudson. I don't know who she is. I've seen a lot of photos of her. So Belichick reposted, like he knows what he's doing, a photo there that she had posted of the Patriots coach petting a goat at the United States Naval Academy. Now, while they have been photographed together, tabloids in the States and in London have shown photos of Belichick and his young lady friend there, Belichick had not publicly confirmed or acknowledged that the relationship was legit, that they have consummated the relationship. The 23-year-old Belichick and the 23-year-old girl there, and the 72-year-old Belichick. Got that reversed there. Yes, the 72-year-old Belichick and the 23-year-old lady. So let us discuss the question. All right, why now? Why has the former Patriots coach, Bill Belichick, started an Instagram page now? Why the timing? So I've got Robert Irvine, Jello, and Bunker. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a cream puff, which Bill Belichick can eat as many as he wants because he's living the life right now. So number one. Yeah, it's all part of the grand master plan for Bill Belichick. It's kind of obvious at this point. Bill Belichick looking to change the narrative. What was the argument against Belichick? Now, the Atlanta Falcons should have hired him. They screwed up and hired Raheem Morris. That's fine. They should have hired Belichick. They didn't hire him. The main argument against Belichick was that he's a fuddy-duddy, that he's out of touch with young people, that the game has passed him by, life has passed him by. That was the argument. And Belichick is now counterpunching. He's fighting back, throwing some punches here, and he's going Food Network style. The way I look at it, this is an episode of Restaurant Impossible. And Bill Belichick, of course, metaphorically, has turned to celebrity celebrity chef Robert Irvine, and to try to help turn around his reputation, his rep. Get him some cred. Come on. Reputation as an old dude, and curmudgeon and all that stuff. And they only have a couple of days here. $10,000 budget. I'm sure drama will ensue, right? And so this attempted renaissance of Bill Belichick is being meticulously choreographed down to every word. Now, if you don't believe me, go over to Belichick's Instagram page. There was a video that he posted which was heavily edited, and much of it likely redacted from what he originally said. It seemed when I watched it that Belichick was being fed each line, and then they had it edited together. It was like a tapestry or a quilt that they were trying to sew together of Belichick using all these lines that PR people were sending. And so, listen, I get it. Belichick wants to coach again. He's desperate to catch Don Shula and take Shula out of the record book. And so he's willing to do things he would have never done. Never. Clown around with Pat McAfee. All right? Play grab ass with Peyton Manning on Monday Night Football. Publicly flirt with your young female fatale, all of that, right? And now he's on social media. He's a proud sugar daddy. Good for him. All right, now page 2. We go to Cleveland, where Tom Brady will be making his debut for Fox, the Browns, and the Cowboys on Sunday. And Deshaun Watson, who will be playing quarterback in that game for the Cleveland football team, he said recently that he has no doubt that he is still an elite quarterback. And he was asked about the low expectations, not many people buzzing around the Brownies, and he said that is, quote, fine with us. So what is your verdict on the latest rhetoric coming out of Deshaun Watson? So the first thought I have here is, like, what are you supposed to say? You don't control the noise, right? When you have people kissing your ass, you're upset by that. When people aren't kissing your ass, you're upset by that. So fine with us. No, you're not fine with it. You want people to say that you're one of the top teams in the NFL. And to use the example I will use to the Browns with Deshaun Watson, and he talked about how he has no doubt he's still an elite quarterback. I would turn to Jell-O because the proof is in the pudding, and on a weekly basis, ever since he got to Northern Ohio, and my guy, Strip Club John, Ohio Al, all my other guys there in Ohio can back me up on this in Northern Ohio, even Dick and Dayton, that Deshaun Watson has served up pudding, but it's extra crispy, extra crunchy pudding filled with maggots and cockroaches, because that's the quality of performance, as he has been a suck-bag quarterback. Any way you slice it, by any measurement, he has been terrible. He's hurt often. When he's played, he's been bad. You are what your record says you are. And he has the highest rate of incompletions due to inaccurate passes. Not the receiver's fault, his fault. He had that last year. He's in the bottom percentile of every quarterback in the NFL over the last couple of years since he got paid. Now, final point. We're going to go over to college football. Several, when I say several, two of our listeners, one who I actually met at the MALLER meet and greet in Charleston, reached out to me from the Palmetto State, and they wanted me to examine some good audio. And this is a couple of days old, but to me it still stands up. It's from the college football world. Clemson was absolutely hornswoggled by Georgia in the second half of that game. It was a close game at halftime, and then Georgia just kicked ass in the second half. And Dabo Swinney was gobsmacked by the time that thing had ended. He was thunderstruck and all that. And so he made some comments after the game that people were like all worked up about into a lather. Well, then he had more to say about all of the criticism in the media, and here's Dabo Swinney giving you Media 101 as he rants and raves to the media. Let's go to the audio tape.
Y'all gonna write crap, y'all gonna write terrible stuff, and when we do great, y'all gonna write great stuff. You know, that's okay. I mean, everybody's got a job to do. It's okay. That's okay. I don't take it personal. You know, I don't read it or listen to it. It doesn't affect me. I love my job. I love what I do. I love all of it, and y'all can't change that. Nothing you can write, nothing you can say can change that. I love what I do. I love these kids. I love my purpose in life.
Well, they don't love you right now. So is there a deeper meaning for Dabo Swinney and his soliloquy to the Clemson football media? So parsing the words here, the first thought I have is obviously that this is really under the craw of Dabo, right? That he's full of hogwash. He's saying one thing, but his actions would lead another direction here. He's digging deeper and deeper into his bunker. And he's like, hey, you're not going to ruin my day. I love my job. I don't pay attention. He's got his tongue out. It's all neurosis. He's going to bed right now, Dabo, in a boiling cauldron. It's a gold-plated boiling cauldron because even if he gets fired, he's going to have forever money. They're not going to fire him right now because of the payout. But his job, and the job that has happened at Clemson the last couple of years since Trevor Lawrence vacated the Clemson football program, it's a hot mess. And he's the overlord of that operation, that franchise. And so, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong, you can correct me, but if you're the head football coach, the ball coach, You have to literally and figuratively know everything that is said, every minute detail about your program. And he is becoming more and more thin-skinned as the losses pile up, Dabo Swinney. What is my evidence? You might remember Dabo has a weekly radio show. A lot of coaches do, although some have gotten rid of them in recent years. So Dabo, this season, has banned live radio callers. He's such a coward that he will not take calls. I do 4 hours a night, 5 days a week, open phones. Open phone. I take calls. People call up and they say stupid things. I got alcoholics. I got losers like Angry Bill that call up. Right? I'm sitting here every night, live artillery, audio artillery, and I'm doing the show. He's afraid. He's afraid of the live call. You might remember the famous moment last year when Dabo Swinney was confronted by a caller named, if I remember correctly, Tyler from Spartansburg. That did not go well. So instead of taking live calls on the radio show, Dabo instead, and the people around him, will handpick softball questions, the cream and Cool Whip questions from social media. Now, remember, all of this is likely tied to the fact, the downfall of Clemson, is that Dabo Swinney is tied, handcuffed to his typewriter and does not want to use a computer. Clemson is one of 4 schools in Division I that do not have a single player from the portal, the transfer portal. Do you see who the other 3 are? You remember this? I don't know, you saw this stat. The other 3 that do not have a single transfer in the portal are Army, Navy, and Air Force. They're not allowed. They're the service account. They're not allowed to have anybody from the portal. They can't take transfers like that. Clemson can, and they could get really good players. And I know from the people I talk to down there, there's a lot of money at Clemson. That's their pro football team, and he don't want to do it. Don't want to go down that road.